it going, everybody? So we're back talking some more of The Mandalorian Season 3 on the channel, Episode 3 dropping tonight. It's been a very fun season so far. I regret not being able to discuss last week's episode because last week's episode was so much fun. Getting to see Din explore Mandalore, Bo-Katan being the real MVP, and the coolest thing of all was getting to see the Mythosaur at the tail end of the episode. Speaking of the Mythosaur, I do find it very intriguing that Bo-Katan is choosing to not tell Din about the Mythosaur at all, and I wonder how that's going to play into her plans for the long game, as we see later on in the episode without getting too far ahead of myself. It seems to be a pattern with Season 3 that this show wastes no time at all getting you back into the action, once again giving us another phenomenal battle. I was so hyped watching Bo-Katan and Din work together to take on all of these different TIE interceptors, and just the sheer volume of them. There were so many of them, and it's such an exhilarating, edge-of-your-seat, intense aerial battle. You've really got to feel for Bo-Katan at this point. It feels like she really can't catch a break. Once again, her home is destroyed, and they gotta bail. And for the most part in the episode, that's the last we see of Din and Bo-Katan until the very end of the episode, which was not what I expected. There's a plethora of reasons why this episode took me aback. One of them, I just thought it was amazing we got to see Coruscant once again in all of its glory. I've always been a big fan of Coruscant. I like their prequel stuff, so I'm gonna always love Coruscant, and it's been a long time since we've seen it. Also, I don't think anybody on their scoreboard here was expecting an entire episode centered around Dr. Pershing. While a Dr. Pershing-centered episode is a massive surprise, it does propose an interesting angle to explore, given that he and many ex-Empire members are given amnesty with this rehabilitation program in an attempt to give them this fresh start in the New Republic, which, just hearing about this rehabilitation program kind of just set off all of the red flags, because first of all, what is this rehabilitation program? Like, that just sounds bad in itself. And we see how sketchy it is as the episode progresses. The droids are asking these really sketchy questions about, do you have any anger towards the new Empire? And they're trying to forbid Pershing from doing his clone research because he's trying to convince them that doing stuff with clones is pretty good. I mean, understanding the world of Star Wars, sometimes clones can be good, sometimes they can be bad. We've seen clones all throughout the entire Star Wars legacy. While I certainly wasn't that invested in this journey we go on in this episode with Dr. Pershing and this other ex-Empire member who we've actually seen before in the past. Recently, we actually saw the actress in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. It still was fascinating getting to see some of the horrors behind the scenes once we get to see what this rehabilitation program's all about. When Pershing gets caught, he gets into a trap. That girl actually was trapping him the whole time, and we strap him into this machine, and just the horrifying tech to wipe away his memory with this mind flare, which is a very interesting term to use after Stranger Things. But I don't know what we're going to see with Dr. Pershing next. I imagine we're going to see him in the next episode, just with where we left things off. It would just be kind of weird. But we get back to the Din Djarin and Bo-Katan stuff afterwards, but I feel like a lot of people are going to be frustrated by the fact it's a Dr. Pershing-centered episode, which I'm kind of mixed on right now too, so I'm not completely agreeing or disagreeing with those people that are frustrated. I am, however, very intrigued on where we're going to go next with Bo-Katan and Din Djarin, just due to the fact that Din Djarin brings Bo-Katan with him back to his cult of Mandalorians, and things are a bit tense. You know, Bo-Katan, the Night Owls, and the Death Watch, they don't really get along. They don't agree on anything, but still, for the time being, we're gonna try and be civil. I think it's kind of hilarious that Din brought back the water in this little tube to prove that he bathed in it. The big part about this ending that has me theorizing, though, is not the fact that Din is now allowed back to be a Mandalorian, but Bo-Katan has been accepted if she wants to. She gets to be a part of the way if she wants to. I don't know. I don't think Bo-Katan's really all that interested in this, but potentially she could use this to gain an advantage down the road somehow. She probably has some other ulterior motives. We'll see. I'm also kind of bummed out if she does go along with this and she does not take her helmet off and we just don't see Katie Sackhoff for like the rest of the season. But we'll see. It's still very early on, but I think that is another thing that could potentially be kind of annoying as we get on to later in the season. Overall, though, not my favorite episode. Definitely my least favorite of the 3 episodes. No hate to Dr. Pershing. It's just I wasn't really that interested in what was going on. But maybe with more context as the season goes on, it'll be better in hindsight. But now you've heard my thoughts on the episode. Make sure you share your thoughts down below. What did you think of episode 3 of season 3 of The Mandalorian? Did you like the episode? Did you not like the episode? Show your thoughts down below in the comment section. If you have any theories also on where you think we're going to go next episode, share those down below as well. Because part of the funness is having that conversation with you guys in the comment section down below. Thank you guys, as always, for checking out the reviews. I always do appreciate it. Make sure you like on the video. And also subscribe to the channel so you update reviews, reactions, unboxings, and more. Next time, I'll see you guys later.